I've been doing interviews on and off for the better portion of 25 years, and I've talked to a lot of great people, and I'm grateful for that. Post-game, this kind of stuff that I do now, a lot of people give me their time, and I am so grateful for it. And I'm also grateful that people kind of open the door and let me in where I have no business being. They let me into some personal stuff that is heavy, and they let me into some personal stuff that's light. And I'll never take that for granted. Another person I'll never take for granted is Brian Harman. He is the head coach of the Floyd County Buffaloes. I haven't known Coach Harman a long time, but he, I believe, is the quote that he gave me about a former Floyd County coach. I believe that Brian Harman is the salt of the earth. He just comes from such a good mindset, a good place. And if Brian Harman wins 500 more games, it will not be any more than the man that he is, because he is probably one of the greatest human beings I have ever encountered. Let's hear some more from Brian Harman. He talks about his son, Chance. He talks about a lot more here on the Sports Buffet podcast after I caught up with him last weekend at Gretna High School. What makes you a good coach? What do you feel like you do that you do well, that, maybe that you've learned from day one to where you're at now?
I don't think it's the basketball part as much as the relationships you've got with the kids. They know that I believe in them and that I love them, and I'm going to go to fight for them, and that's on the court, off the court. The basketball is just a small part of it, but I think the physicality, the discipline, the toughness comes from that relationship, because I'm going to push them to the limit that they can go to, and I think they can go a little bit more, and I think it's all in relationships off the court before it ever starts on the court.
How do you build relationships?
And you got to love the kid, and he's got to know that you love him. And
now, what does loving a kid mean? Because you can't love everybody the same.
Yeah, that's right. You can't love everybody the same. I think you just got to show that they care about you. I'm going to show when they do something really good, I'm going to go as crazy as I do when I'm yelling at them when they miss a block out. And I think they need that, and they need the encouragement and that type of thing. So I'm going to show them I'm loving them on the court, off the court. When they need something, call me, need me, holler at me. And they know that I have faith in them, and I'm going to do whatever I can to make them successful.
When did you start coaching?
So I came back from, University of Lynchburg now, but I graduated Lynchburg College in '99, and I got the first, I was a middle school girls coach with my mom, and actually there's a kid on the team right now. His mom was on that team. So that's kind of a cool situation that I'm going through, second level. So I did that in '99. I got the head job in 2002 when girls and guys went to the same season. Alan Cantrell took the girls, and then I took the boys, and so 25 years later, here we are.
How much did coaching middle school girls help make you the coach you are now?
And girls and guys are totally different. They both listen to a certain extreme, but girls are really good because they'll do whatever you ask them to do. Even if they can't do it, they'll still whatever. The guys sometimes think, hey, I can do it better this way, and then if they don't 2 or 3 times, then they realize other ways a little bit better. It just takes a little bit, but that goes back to that relationship and trust. When they have trust in you, I only have to tell them 2 or 3 times instead of 10, hopefully.
Any big principle, though, that you took from either your college days or your early coaching days that you felt, man, I can really apply that going forward?
Joe Davis coached me in college, and I played 2 years, and then I gave it up because it got tough. And he taught me a lot of things, and I would love to go back and play those 2 years again, but I can't do that. So I'm trying to tell these guys this is the best time of your life. Work as hard as you possibly can, and what Joe Davis gave me was stuff that I'll never forget. And it wasn't the basketball. It's what they do every day in life, and these guys will experience it. And I want them to look back one day and be like, man, some of those days in the gym hot when things weren't going well got me to be the person I am now.
What's an on-court thing you learned from Joe Davis?
And just to do everything you do at a high level. And when you get an opportunity to do it, take everything serious and be very disciplined and to the point in everything that you do. And everything's important. All the little things are important. And I still call him every Christmas, and he's an unbelievable person.
Are you a better teacher of the game, or are you a better coach of the game?
That's a good question. We've got really good sets, but sets are just like everybody else. You're stealing it from somebody else that come with it before. So we've got some good sets that we run, but I think that, I still think that our guys play hard because we're not naturally really athletic. We're semi-strong, but I think where we're pretty solid right now is we play hard when we step on the floor. And I think that if you can get your guys playing hard, you're going to be successful most of the time.
So I didn't hear the answer. Better teacher, better coach.
I think.
What's the thing you teach best? Let's put it that way.
I think the problem that you got to trust your teammate, make the right play. So I think teaching that, even though that guy hadn't made a shot in the last 3 or 4 shots and I'm the better shooter, if he's open, the right plays to go there and percentages are going to be better. So I stress that to my guys all the time. Make the right play no matter who it's to. Make the right play and you'll be successful.
Is there something from a skill standpoint that's underrated in basketball that maybe people did it when you first started coaching or in the 80s or 90s? That they don't do as much now? I mean, I look at stuff like a bounce pass. It's not as flashy or sexy as it was maybe back in the day, so to speak.
Well, I think the game's changed so much to strength and athleticism. And you see some of these kids getting recruited now, and they're 6'3", 6'4", and a phenomenal athlete, but they can't shoot. Well, they've been trying to shoot the ball now for 17, 18 years, and some of these think that we can make them into a shooter in 6 months. But I think the knowledge of the game, you can't lose with guys that'll defend and know the game. I don't care what size they are. If they're tough and they can defend, they'll be successful for you.
You want your guys playing post and as opposed to, hey, I'm bigger and I can go out and shoot, like a Wembanyama or a Chet Holmgren or stuff like that? Do you want post players to learn how to play the post rather than learn how to pop out?
I do. I want them to do both. I want to be able to play back the basketball. We got a 6'5" kid, the Slaughter kid, that made a 3 in that game. He was votes away from being All-State, and I like his game a lot. He's a rising junior, so he does a little bit of everything. But being versatile, the game's changing where we're playing with really 4 posts out there right now, and we're missing rebounds. That's what we just said. I can't play 4 posts and miss rebounds, so we got to figure that out a little bit. But once again, we're trying to find our identity. And so I'm looking forward to this group. It's a lot of fun. They're great kids.
Outside of any player that you've ever had play on Floyd County, who's the best rebounder you've seen? Pro or college?
Oh, outside of Floyd? Oh, Dennis Rodman, there's no question. Of course, that's back in my day where I think Jordan is the best player it's ever been. You're fighting LeBron and Kobe and that kind of thing. Dennis Rodman, because he was a winner. He didn't care if he scored 1 point. But if it was a loose ball, he was getting it, and he was going to get in your head. Now, he did some crazy things. But most of the time, he was taking somebody with him when he did those crazy things.
Why is Jordan better than Kobe? Or better than LeBron? Pardon me. So I'm taking you think Jordan's the GOAT.
I do. I think Jordan is the best. One, because he was during my era, so that's one part of it. I just think he had an all-around game that changed basketball, and he could do it all. I just think LeBron's good, but his body helps him tremendously. And I just think Jordan was a competitor that won, where I think LeBron not consistently over and over had that competitiveness inside him. Now, he's won some games, but I think Jordan, when it was on the line, he was going to win no matter what.
We've talked about it before, but in life, how much does what you went through personally with your son and everything help you to be the human you are now?
When we were going through that, me and my wife and my daughter, which she's got 1 year left. She's going to King to play and get her master's. She's got 1 year left there. When we were going through that, I was a lot better person than I am right now because we were in the hospital every day. I was closer to God at that time. And, you get back out here in the world and you lose sight of that sometimes. And you don't always, but that's the flesh in you. But that situation has changed a lot of people's lives. And I'm thankful that I know I'll be able to see him again one day.
Has it changed more people than you think?
No question. And I've got guys that will come up to me that I haven't even known, and they're like, Chance's story saved me and helped me.
Do you mind telling the story in a nutshell real quick?
Yeah, no question. So when he was 4, he started getting sick a little bit here and there, and we didn't think nothing about it. Went through some tests. And then our gastrologist wanted to do a barium swallow. When they did it, they said, well, we're going to do a CAT scan as well. So when they did the CAT scan, they put us in a little room, and the guy came in, he said, I'm sorry, but your son's got a brain tumor. Well, come to find out, dentist in town had a good friend named Ralph Northam, which was the ex-governor a couple years ago. He was at King's Daughter in Norfolk. And we packed up, went there. They did the surgery down there.
What's the emotion when you hear those words?
My emotion was, how can I fix it now? Right. What can I do now? And it don't work that way.
Did you know it was the level that it ended up being?
I didn't until we got there.
Okay.
I didn't know how serious it was.
Right.
And then we went down there, had the surgery, and then we had 2 options, either go to Duke or go to St. Jude's. Went to Duke, and He lived 6 months, and we had some really good times. I was with him. Me and my wife were with him every day for 6 months. And there's a lot of kids that are normal right now, living everyday life, that their parents can't say they're with them every day for 6 months. So I was with him every day for 6 months. And the last story, I would say, it was July 4th, and we took him up to the top of Duke, and they had cancer survivor flags around upstairs up there. And with me and Chance, it was a competitive type game, like basketball. And I said, Chance, these people beat this. He said, I'm tired and I'm ready to go to heaven. And this come from a 4-year-old. Very next day, we had a CAT scan. We took him down there and I had to put him to sleep for the CAT scan. And I said, Chance, if you see that light, you don't worry about mom and dad. He said, well, I don't have any shoes. And I said, buddy, where you're going, you ain't going to need no shoes. Next day, they let us know that it was growing. I told them I wanted to get him home, and we never did get him out of the hospital. And that was when he was 4. The Halloween before that, he wore a Scooby-Doo outfit that was zip-up that had a Scooby-Doo on top, and it was just his face showing. And that's what we buried him in, because he loved that Scooby-Doo outfit. So when people come up to the casket, he was sitting in the casket with the Scooby-Doo outfit on, and people are like, this is kind of, but that's what he loved, and he made people smile, and he changed a lot of people's lives, and he changed a lot of people's lives in 4 years that I'll never be able to change. And whether I make it another day to 49 or whether I don't, he just did. But God put him here for that, and I was young enough that we were blessed to be able to have 2 more boys. Right. I got my daughter. A lot of people in a car wreck or something like that and lose their only kid, that's tough. That's tough. But with our situation, God allowed us to be able to have 2 more kids, and I just thank him. And I thank him for the promise to be able to see Chance again one day. 2 quick questions. What words do you give those people that have, maybe a kid in a car wreck? I mean, do you feel like you have words because of what you went through? Wow, that's tough. That's tough because I was able to say goodbye. Right. And, you might see those people.
But can you help people that are losing someone at a younger age? You get where I'm going?
I think so. Mm-hmm. And the reason why is because when we were in that situation, I looked at people that had already been through it, some that had won and some that hadn't, and both of them were okay. And I said, even on the other side of it, you're going to be okay. Now, there's going to be some pain, but on the other side of it, you're going to be okay. And if you believe the right way, in the end, it's not going to matter. And when we get there, it ain't going to matter. I'm not going to have questions because I'm going to be so excited about being there, it's not going to matter.
You talked about maybe not relying on faith as much as you should, and I'm assuming basketball kind of gets in the way of that sometimes a little bit.
It's competitiveness,
right?
Wanting to, and just like in that game right there with LCA, he's wanting to win, I'm wanting to win, the kids, and and you get into that flesh that you want to win, and it's hard not to because that's the way the world is right now, and but in the end, there's only one game that you got to win, right? And that's the last day.
I think your faith's probably a lot better than most, by the way. But one thing is, how much did what you went through bring you closer to community in terms of friendships?
Oh, unreal. Because, I don't teach. I don't know if you knew that. I don't teach. So me and my father and grandfather started a business there. So we were in a community to begin with. But when Chance went through it with another kid named Joshua Cantrell, yep, and then the daughter of Danny Foster, which was an official in the association. Mm-hmm. So when we went through that...
And Cantrell is Coach Cantrell's
That was his grandson, and Travis just got the job today. He's day 1 of principal at Floyd County High School. So we'll be around each other for...
Girls coach at that point? Or
he was girls coach, yep. So, and Alan, Coach Cantrell, coached me and Travis on the same high school team. Okay. Travis was a freshman, I was a senior. But when we went through that, Floyd County and the surrounding communities got together and raised unbelievable amount of money. They couldn't fix the problem, but they could give 5, 10, 20, whatever. And being able to take chance and do some fun things with him during that time of sickness, I'll never forget that because those are days that I can't get back. And we do that now. We hold the Chance Harman Classic, and the money we donate back to Duke, and we donate to scholarships. And if it helps a kid live one more day, or if it helps a kid go to college, he's helped again. So thank you.